WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa, a Town Square media station.
One man to beat, you can forget about it. Touchdown, Alabama.
Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Alabama 1st and 10 on the 12. Again, Houston. He's got a hole. He's over. Alabama touchdown.
I'm just wondering if your listeners know how good a football player you were. I can still see you playing that fullback, knocking those players out of the way. And I believe I could have run behind you.
Martin, I can remember when we came to summer and you were playing fullback up there, and I saw you in the weight room and watched you work out in the weight room. If you were strong enough to pick up the whole weight room. I wanted to fix it, and our running back coach didn't take it. biggest mistake we ever made.
The Martin Houston Show with national championship winning fullback Martin Houston, giving you 1 hour of intense, hard-hitting analysis from an insider's perspective. It's time for the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports, Tide 100.9, and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Good morning. Welcome into the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9 on your radio dial. The Martin Houston Show can also be seen on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter under Martin Houston Speaks. Go check us out. Give us a like. Give us a follow. Share us with family and friends. Let them know what's happening right here at 6 a.m. every Monday through Friday on Tide 100.9. It is the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier, live, local, and ready to get things rolling. Glad you chosen to make us a part of your morning routine. We would love to invite you to get in on the conversation at 205-342-9904, 205-342-9904. That's the Alabama One hotline. It is open for business, so give us a call. If you happen to be tuning in via the social media platforms, we invite you to get in on the chat as well. Give us your thoughts, your comments. We'd love to hear from you. Just type them in, and we'll work them into the conversation as well. Remember that this is the day that the Lord's made, so let's rejoice and be glad in it. Take some time today to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. The playbook today is, of course, it's a Wildcard Wednesday, so we can go anywhere you want to go, but I do have some topics some questions that I would like to pose to you this morning. The all SEC teams are out there, so we can talk about that this morning. And one of the questions that pops up that off of that, Bryce Young not on the first or second team. And this is voted on by the coaches. And so my question is, which coach of the league would bypass Bryce Young? And I'm not talking about based off of last year. I'm talking about off of this season, would bypass on Bryce Young on first or second team. I got another question. Can Saban make the adjustment to this new era? I think this is probably one of Saban's most difficult, challenging times. Can he make the adjustment one more time? That's been his biggest strength, is that he's been able to evolve as a coach and make the adjustments. Have all the changes finally caught up to him? So that can be part of the conversation as well. With the number of offensive linemen leaving, could good coaching be the problem with this O-line? Could Coach Wolford have come in and actually done a good job with coaching, thus the reason you see some guys leaving? Just a thought that I had there. Is it all them leaving because things were bad, or could it be that they're leaving because things are good? We can talk about all of that this morning. So just go ahead and get ready to get in on the conversation. At this time, X will bring Xavier Houston into the show. Good morning, X. How you doing, sir?
Good morning. Doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Anything on your mind other than the topics that I just hit?
Yes, I want to congratulate DeMario Pippen, former Central running back who played his college ball at Jackson State and Tuskegee and has been the Eastwood Middle School head coach for the past few years, on being named Central's new head coach here in Tuscaloosa. It's a big opportunity for him, and congratulations to him, a guy that I played against for 3 years in high school, talented guy, and I believe he'll be able to get Central turned around.
You have to hope that the Central and County, are kind of, I guess, at one point were blue bloods of high school football, especially in West Alabama. And for several reasons, both of those programs have struggled to get back. And I know County High a couple of years ago made a commitment to try to get back there, and I think they made progress last year over first year under Coach Weingartner, and it would be good to see Central and County High both represent West Alabama again. But it'd be good to see football be good in West Alabama in general at the high school level. It's really, that's been one of my pet peeves, I guess, for a long, long time. Having been here since I graduated, I've always been kind of disappointed with the level of the football in this part of the state, especially being that we're in the shadow of the greatest football program in the history of college football. So maybe Coach Pippen can get it on. I may let you one day get him on, and you and him, reminisce and talk a little bit. So we'll talk about that at some point. Other than that, anything else pressing on your mind? We can get right into these other conversations if not.
Yeah, just I want to go a little bit deeper into the transfer portal and things of that nature. That, how damaging this could be for high school recruiting. Of course, we can definitely go further in depth tomorrow with Hank South, but just the impact that it has. Another guy that I grew up playing with, Donnie Lee, he runs the lab here in Tuscaloosa, and he's had the opportunity to talk to a lot of Division I programs and things, and just that this transfer portal, as great as it is for all these college kids that are getting an opportunity to go somewhere else, that it is having a major effect on how some of the lower, the 3 stars, 2 stars guys that aren't big names at the high school level, how it impacts them and their ability to have the opportunity to play college football at the highest level.
Oh, so you're saying there's a side effect that guys who were at one point 3-star guys who used to have a chance to come in and play and take a little time to mature and grow and develop, they're not getting that opportunity anymore? Because by the time
I don't think they're going to get it at the Alabamas of the world, the Ohio States, the South Californias, and things like that anymore. Because those guys, I don't know if we'll see a Josh Jacobs anymore at Alabama because of the portal. Because you, instead of taking a shot on an 18-year-old kid, coming out of high school, now you're able to go get a 20-year-old sophomore or junior who has been in a college program for a couple of years and things of that nature. This is a new version of junior college to me, almost, for some guys, and it affects the high schoolers, the way that they're able to move around and get visits and offers at that level.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely correct in terms of it being a new level from JUCO standpoint, because when you look at it, if you're a 3-star, it's more beneficial to you right now since you get a get out of jail free card. It's more beneficial if you're a 3-star. Maybe more beneficial for you to go into an Alabama or Tennessee and transfer in after playing there. So interesting thoughts. Any closing thoughts on that, X?
No, I mean, I just think there has to be some level of regulations on this, and I don't know how to address it, but it's something that needs to be addressed because those are the kids that are getting affected, the high school kids, and I don't think that's fair to them, even though they're trying to make college football more accessible. The reason the portal became a thing is because we were looking at college coaches being able to leave and go wherever they want, and there not being any penalty or anything like that. And now that you've done it at the college level and let the players do it, there's like 14 or 1,500 players in the portal already this Wednesday after the portal officially opened. And that's insane. And you're going to see kids from there not get an opportunity for whatever reason, whether it be because they're a senior and a school rather have a guy that's a sophomore come in that they can have for a couple years, or if it's a freshman that didn't stay to compete and leaves after redshirting. It's a lot of things that need to be figured out about this portal as it progresses.
Yeah, I think you're only going to see it get worse. It might hit 1,500 to 1,600 probably after signing day, because now you know what the coaches have done. You see who's coming to your school, to your position. You see who they brought in the portal. I mean, from the portal. So you'll see a couple guys go in, and you'll see more guys go out. I mean, more guys. Some guys come out, and more guys go in, just based on signing day and on the transfer portal itself. So, and thus, that's kind of my thought is with recruiting. Can Saban make this adjustment? X, can he adjust to the one of his biggest things is he's always been able to sell the kids on staying at Alabama. That's been, think about how many times you talk about not seeing a Josh Jacobs. You know who we won't ever see again? We're more likely to see a Josh Jacobs, just because you can evaluate a 3-star guy and then play him. You probably won't see any more Jonathan Allens that wait their turn when they know that they're better or as good as the guys in front of them. That would be the ones that I would be more fearful of not getting, on top of the potential of a 3-star not getting an opportunity, because that impacting Alabama more than the 3-star. Because Alabama is going to benefit probably from what you were talking about. Alabama will be a beneficiary of a kid going to a smaller school, a smaller SEC school, or other conference school as a 3-star, getting 2 years, 3 years, and then coming here. But we also will be impacted, I think, by the Jonathan Allen's not staying. And I think that's where we're at right now. We have older guys, and then we have two really good freshmen and sophomore classes, supposedly, that have been recruited. So we'll continue to talk about that. Can Saban make the adjustment? All SEC teams. Could good coaching be a problem with the O-line? Could Coach Wolford have coached these boys harder than they've been coached in the last couple of years on the prior head coaches, and they just were not ready for it, did not receive it, and maybe they're out the door? Don't know, but we'll talk about it right here on the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier, and you can get in on the conversation at 205-342-9904.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, we got a wreck on 2059. This is eastbound near the Mercedes exit on the Mercedes International Speedway 2059. This is right at the exit. All lanes appear to be blocked at this time. You could expect serious delays. If you see other conditions, give me a call. Townsend Nissan says, ho, 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 come get a deal for Christmas. Townsend Nissan. I'm Captain Ray.
The new Jalapenos downtown location will be open for business this Thursday. Same great Jalapenos food plus the largest selection of tequila in Alabama. Now in downtown Tuscaloosa.
It's the Tuscaloosa Community Calendar, powered by Pepsi.
The Wise Men Club will continue its 60-plus year Christmas tree sale tradition, starting Wednesday, November 23rd. The tree lot will again be located at Bolero Bowling Center's parking lot, across from Midtown Mall on McFarland. To pre-order trees and to get more information, log on to ysmens.org. Proceeds from the sale support the Tuscaloosa YMCA and make possible services like youth sports, senior fitness programs, and day camp scholarships.
It's the Tuscaloosa Community Calendar, powered by Pepsi.
American Freight, located in Northport, is collecting donations to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Alabama. No purchases are necessary to donate. To make a donation, just stop by the American Freight in Northport. The store hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 to 8, and Sundays, 11 to 6. No purchases are necessary to donate. Just stop by the American Freight in Northport. Please help fulfill the wishes of Alabama's deserving children.
Hey there, folks. Head fry cook Bob Baumhauer here, and I just want to say thank you for allowing Baumhauer's Victory Grill to serve you for 40 legendary years. When I first delivered Alabama's first taste of buffalo wings back in 1981, people thought I was crazy. For the first few years, I had to give wings away. Imagine that. 40 years later, I'm still proud to serve the great people and visitors of Alabama our famous buffalo wings and much more. Here's to 40 years of legendary fun, legendary food, and many, many more.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Warm December weather continues for the rest of the week. A mixture of clouds and sunshine today. A small chance of a shower. The high 75. Tonight fair with the low at 59. And tomorrow partially sunny. The high in the upper 70s at 79 degrees. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 68 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Scott Smith and Softmark Design, doing business for 17 plus years, specializing in graphic design services, commercial printing, promotional products, advertising specialties, and so much more. Basically, any and everything you would need to advertise, promote, and grow your business. Through strong partnerships, strong customer service, and creative ideas, they'll help you market and grow your business. Give Scott a call at 205-292-4680 or email scottis@comcast.net and visit them online at softmarkdesign.com.
Interact with the Martin Houston Show by calling us at 205-342-9904 or tuning into the Martin Houston Show on Facebook.
Yo, YBH.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show. If you're just now joining us this morning on this Wildcard Wednesday, we want to talk to you about all SEC teams, first, second team as selected by the coaches. You can talk about that. You can talk about, can Coach Saban make the adjustment? I mean, can Coach Saban make this one final adjustment to get one or two more runs out of his coaching legacy? Of course, even the people on Ryan Fowler's show yesterday, meltdown, saying Saban's through. asking Ryan Fowler to talk about basketball, saying it was basketball season. I mean, people jumping off the ship. Can Saban make the adjustment? And then, of course, can Coach Wolford, could it be that Coach Wolford was a tough guy, a hard-nosed coach, that some of these guys maybe just couldn't handle what he was throwing down? So we can talk about all of those things this morning. But before we do that, have to pay some bills around here. I want to thank the great folks over at Alabama One. I mean, if you're out there looking and you're wanting to make a difference, we have in Tuscaloosa alone, we have numerous great branches that are managers that are waiting to serve you. How about stop by the main branch and this morning and ask for our manager there, and they'll be glad to assist you. But any of our locations are great. So whether you're in Tuscaloosa or outside of Tuscaloosa, 18 branches around the state to better serve you. And we look forward to that opportunity, especially as you go into these holidays and you're trying to get these Christmas gifts and personal toys and et cetera. Let Alabama One help you with that. What's your one? That's the question we're answering at Alabama One. Alabama One together. All right. Let's go ahead and get to Pat. Pat, you're in with the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. What's on your mind, sir?
Good morning. The people on Fowler's show are nuts. Ryan probably needs to get them some medication because it's not over with. Coach Saban probably, I feel like, is going to, and have heard that he is going to clean house, and that and he's done it before, and each time that he's done it, he has come back bigger, better, and stronger than he did before. And so but what I want to talk about is recruiting just a minute, and that how important is it for us to keep Jalen Hale in this class? I have boots on the ground out in Texas that have been going to these playoff games, and they said that he is a man amongst boys as far as a receiver goes, has all the tools in this boy that is a 5-star talent, even though he's still only rated a 4. What do you think?
X.
I think it's important to keep everybody in this class. With the attrition at the wide receiver position, he has an opportunity to come in and work hard and get on the field. We know we got Brooks coming back right now. We got Prentice and Bond. Burton is up in the air. We don't know what decision he's going to make yet. But yeah, Jalen Hale and Malik Benson and Cole Adams. And I just forgot the kid they just committed. But this is a full wide receiver class.
Georgia. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a full wide receiver class, and we've already lost 2 guys so far, or 3 guys, 2 or 3 guys so far. So yeah, he can definitely be a big part if he comes in and works his butt off.
I read an article on Hank South, and that he said that he thinks that Hale's going to come in and be a big part of this next season. So hey, we'll see. But anyway, I just want to touch base on that. And Martin, do you think that it's going to be widespread as far as coaches goes? What's your feeling on it?
You talking about the changes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a mixed bag. I think he definitely has to make some changes. And when you make wholesale changes, you have to worry about culture. And what he has traditionally had, Pat, is when he made changes, he had enough players that knew the culture and could hold the culture when he changed at the coaching level. And when he changed at the player level, he had enough coaches that understood the culture. Who do you look at right now on this Alabama team that understands that culture that built Alabama football? Who do you think understands that from a coaching level?
Coach Saban.
I mean, I'm not being ugly. I'm just saying seriously. I mean, do you think Bill O'Brien gets it? I don't know. Do you think Holloman Wiggins gets it? I don't know. You know, there's Coach Gillespie. I would say probably from a running back coach, also having coached at played at Florida, he may get it as well. Coach Wolford, I don't know. And then you look at the defensive side of the ball. Do we have coaches left when he makes the change? But I think he definitely has to make some changes, Pat. The question is at 71, does Coach Saban feel like, and I know this is going to sound really harsh, and I'll get Xavier and Joe to respond, Pat. But guys, do you think where we are, not from a talent standpoint, but creating what it takes to win? Joe, you've been quiet this morning. Is Alabama at as critical a point as he was back in 2007 and 2008 when he was trying to flip this ship?
I'm not sure if it's as critical as 2007 because you went from basically an outside the top 25 team to bring them to national championship contention. This team in 2022, reminder, is still in a top 10 football team. So it's not. I'm not
culture. That's what I was saying. Not from a talent standpoint, because I think there's probably more talent on this team without a doubt. I just think from a challenge standpoint of where we've been, because now it isn't getting there. Let me ask it a different way. Do you have as much concern with this team being able to do what all the other Saban teams have done when missing the SEC, having a 2-year hiatus? Do you feel right now confident that this team will do what every one of those teams have done, and that this third-year class will get that national championship as it sits today?
No, not when looking at the roster construction.
Yeah. That's that, and that I probably didn't ask that question the right way. This is the first time since we reached that pinnacle of competing against Florida that going into an off season that I go, whew. I told someone yesterday, I said, we're gonna have some interesting times in Tuscaloosa to see what our conversation is going to be about this 2023 team. I don't right now. I would not say that I think Alabama is going to be up there.
Yeah, when you look at it from the standpoint of the culture, it is a pivotal time, pivotal moment to see if the culture can be kept or if we're going to need a complete rebuild per se from the standpoint of that.
Yeah.
But if there's a coach that can do it, it is Nick Saban. So I'm really interested and excited to see what changes are made. Bill O'Brien, Holloman Wiggins don't have contract extensions. So you're looking there. There's been the rumors about Pete Golden and Jim Leonard just became available from Wisconsin. Charles Kelly might be leaving. There might be a mass exodus in the standpoint from the coaches that need to happen. While you do have seniors that'll be coming back, fourth-year juniors that were part of that 2020 team, but how many of them are there enough of them to be able to set the tone and be the motivating and pushing force that Alabama needs to get back to that level?
All right.
Well, Martin, let's hold off. Let's hold off on the condemnation of this group and see what kind of Christmas presents Coach Saban brings in here. And
Alabama, I'm about to burst your bubble, Pat. If Alabama hopes ride on this freshman class and what we bring in, we're in trouble, sir. I'm going to tell you, The Alabama.
Four national titles before he leaves, Martin.
Huh?
Believe. 2 more national titles before he leaves. Believe.
I didn't say anything about. I said next year. I didn't say anything about him not getting back there. The fact that Nick Saban may end up signing 40 kids this year, no one's talked about that. They can sign enough. Truthfully, if you look 3-4 years down the road, this mass exodus could help Alabama because of what he signs in this class, and he goes with the youth movement next year. And if he goes with the youth movement next year, then you're looking at Alabama potentially being, a good team next year, and then a great team. I mean, a much better team, and then a great team for 2 or 3 years. So he could take the approach of the kind of Auburns of the world, where this next year's team could almost be, as Xavier said, someone said to him, Pat, a reconstruction, which means that you're laying a foundation, and then you're putting up the walls and everything, and then you build out a house that leads to 2 or 3 championships in 2024, 25, 26 time frame. Is Alabama people going to be able to deal with that? Is Saban going to be patient enough to do that? But if Pat and X and Joe, and then Pat, I'll let you go after this. But X and Joe, just yes or no. If Alabama needs this freshman class to come in and play, say, 50% of this upcoming freshman class to play, can we compete against the likes of Georgia and get over that hump if that's the case?
Gonna be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes because of Nick Saban, but it's a big maybe, honestly.
Xavier, you haven't seen any changes yet. So if it's this coaching staff, with what I said, we're not gonna be in that conversation. Because I'll tell you what's happening. We'll talk about it on the other side. It's Wildcard Wednesday. I know we had topics set up, but baby, there's some good coaches out there who are loving life. What we haven't seen yet. What if Cohen heads down to LSU? What if JoJo Earl heads down to LSU? What if some of these guys that we're losing head straight down to teams that are going to be playing against us? I mean, so there's a lot out there, and if I don't see changes, it's going to be an interesting offseason. Thanks, Pat. Appreciate the conversation, sir. All right, man. We'll keep the conversation going on this Wildcard Wednesday. We got a couple of chat conversations we want to get in. And hey, listen, if we don't get to the all SEC teams and Bryce Young didn't make the all SEC team, first or second team. So my question is, that was the coaches voting on it. That means you had more coaches vote Bryce Young third than you did first or second, Stetson and Hendon Hooker. I have no question about Hendon being deserving. Was Bryce deserving of being second team? Maybe not. What's the criteria? Who knows? But either way, the coaches voted, made their statement known. However, he made the second team as an AP. Will Anderson made Player of the Year as Defense Player of the Year on the AP. Will he get it later today as the SEC Defensive Player of the Year? That and more is waiting to be seen. But coming back on the other side, guys, we'll pick up some of that conversation. And the big conversation is, can the GOAT make one more final adjustment and go on yet another iconic run? We'll finish that conversation in the second half right here on the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier.
This is a Town Square Media Tide 100.9 Sports Update.
This is Timothy Bowens with your Tide Sports Update. 9 Alabama players were named to the 2022 Coaches All-SEC teams. Nick Saban spoke on players potentially opting out of the Sugar Bowl. Will Anderson has added more hardware to his trophy case.
This has been a Town Square Media Tide 100.9 Sports Update. Run it again! For more info on these stories and more, download the Tide 100.9 app.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, we got a multi-vehicle wreck on 2059 eastbound near the Mercedes exit. Traffic is currently backed up all the way to Covered Bridge Road. Now, if you see other conditions, give me a call. Townsend Nissan is in the Christmas spirit, the spirit of giving. They're giving you great deals. Go see them. Top dollar for your trade. I'm Captain Ray.
Hello, this is Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show, and I want to tell you about one of our great sponsors, Overflow Express Wash. Their mission is to provide great customer service with a showroom clean car and an exceptional customer service experience. They have the basic car wash that starts at $7, but you need to check out the premium wash packages, which start as low as $12 and go up to $20. They also have a membership wash club that you can get for starting at $23.99, going up to $39.99. In other words, just double the regular premium package, drop a penny, and you can be one of the great members of Overflow Wash. My family and I, our car is looking good inside and out by using Overflow Express Wash. They're located on Skyland Boulevard right next door to Alabama 1, or you can find them online at overflowexpresswash.com. Andy Phillips and his team look forward to making you a part of their team.
Tide 100.9 presents A Night with award-winning Elvis tribute artist Jerome Jackson. Friday, December 9th at 7:30. Druid City Music Hall. A night of Elvis's famous Christmas songs, plus some of his biggest hits. Hosted by Steve and DC. Doors open at 6:30. Showtime 7:30. Tickets are $15 on pre-sale. $20 night of the show. Group rates are available. For more details, tap the free Tide 100.9 app.
Thank you very much. At the Home Depot, we have the tools for you to give the gift of a smarter home with savings on top brands, like the Google Hub, a command center for your smart devices that raises the IQ of your entire home, or the Nest Learning Thermostat that helps you conserve energy and save on your bill. And if you don't know what to get, gift cards are a smart gift no matter what they get. So this year, gift smarter with savings on tools to make your holiday magic. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Keep it locked into Tide 100.9 for more of the Martin Houston Show with Martin Houston and X's and O's Sports, Xavier Houston.
Woo! It's been a fun day. So glad that you have chosen to be with us. Man, if you happen to miss this and you don't really fully grasp when, what, and how everything is happening, we do replay the show at 12 o'clock noon on the social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And then at 7 p.m. After most of the local programming has gone off the show on the radio, we also replay and add it to Tide Network, Tide 100.9, Facebook, as well as Alabama Tradition and X's and O's Sports. And if we have a guest, we'll even replay it on their program, their Facebook page as well. So lots of opportunity to catch it. If you ever have a topic that you want to get to, please do not hesitate to email me at martin@martinhouston.org or go to my Facebook page and direct message me on Twitter or on Facebook. Man, this is the Sound of Alabama Sports, your show, your team, meaning that, hey, you can talk about what you want to talk about. That's why we throw up all these Wildcard Wednesdays to get the conversation going. And we got a couple people wanting to talk about it this morning. Virgil Williams, and I'm saying it's a soapbox, but it's one that I 100% agree with. Saban made the statement, Xavier and Joe, last year that if we go to the portal, it's because we're bringing in someone better than what we have. Now, that wasn't an exact quote, but that's what was communicated. If we bring a guy in from the portal, we're bringing him in because he's better than what we have. Everywhere else in Saban's repertoire, Saban needs to try to fix this and not make them automatic starters. Do as he does everyone else, like all the other 4 and 5 stars, and say they will have a chance to win the job. I'm not sure if he can salvage this debacle of a statement, but he needs to try. What are you guys' thoughts on that, statement by Saban and the impact this had, potentially on these young guys? Or not just young guys. Amari Kite left, and he was the heir apparent. He was the guy that was starting, the backup to Steen, who is a senior.
I think everybody should be made to come into and compete off the jump. And there shouldn't be this, we think you're better, so you're going to get the first. Well, you know what? You can get the first shot. But I know a lot of people have taken issue with what Deion Sanders said at his press conference being introduced as Colorado's head coach, where he pointed out his son. He was like, "This is your quarterback." Even though he said he's going to make his son compete, people are like, "Well, it's his son, so we know he's automatically going to be the starter." Well, what's the difference with that and what Coach Saban is saying about these portal guys? These guys are almost coming in handed the job without having to work for it.
Yeah. Well, here's the question. I'm not asking you whether who gets the shot. I'm saying Saban said that if a guy comes in from the portal, the reason he's coming is he's better than you. Deion said this guy's going to be your quarterback. Doesn't mean that he may be better, he may not be, but that's one player in one position. Saban made a blanket statement. So if you were a wide receiver last year, what was your takeaway from that, Joe? There's at least 2 guys better than you, right? That just joined the program.
Yeah.
Based on Saban's statement, right?
Yep.
Whew. Now, did he mean it that way? Go ahead. I cut somebody off.
No, that's the problem. That if you're saying that off the rip, everybody that's there, and that's why I use it comparable to what Deion said, is because people are looking at that statement as he doesn't have to come in and work. He's just automatically better. And that's what Saban said, point blank, that Tyler Harrell's better and Jermaine Burton's better than anybody we got. Jahmyr Gibbs is better than anybody we got. Tyler Steen's better than anybody we got. Eli Ricks is better than anybody we got. And then you look throughout the course of the season, you can say Jahmyr lived up to that, but is Burton the best wide receiver on Alabama's team? Steen, you can say, was one of the better offensive linemen, but was he the best offensive lineman? What we had Eli Ricks sit on the bench for the majority of the season. We didn't even see Tyler Harrell outside of scrub minutes in just a couple of games. So when you're saying these things and then you see the results that you have this year, it's a bad look.
Yeah. Hey, we got a couple calls we need to get to really quick, and then we'll close up some thoughts before we get to Scotty Hollins, Executive Director, Blueprint Ministry. Super Joe, you're in with the Martin the Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. What's on your mind, sir?
What's going on, partner? How you feeling, man?
I'm doing well, sir.
Man, I'll tell you, I'll say this. I appreciate you taking my call, but man, I will say this though. But now with Kansas State, I'm gonna say like this. I don't know when the last time they ever been to the Sugar Bowl, or maybe it's their very first time. I don't know much about their history, but I got a homeboy that went to school at K State. His family's the babysitting when I was a kid. I was living out there in Kansas City, Kansas. But yeah, he's a big guy. But he did one thing I noticed about this guy. The K State fans. I don't think they're big in the smack talk, are they?
I don't know much about K-State except for their coach is a former North Dakota State coach, and he seems to be able to get things going pretty good for them. And they lost 3 games, but they also lost their starting quarterback. And then after they worked this guy back in, they found a way to win. And what people haven't talked much about, Super Joe, is they were up 28-10 on TCU, and their quarterback got hurt in the first matchup. And in this matchup, they were able to get the victory after letting the other one slip away. So, they have a good program. I really don't know much more about K-State other than, they're notorious for stepping up in big games and big moments. I don't think it's going to be a true Alabama versus K-State matchup in the sense that Alabama's best players are going to be playing. Hey, thanks, Super Joe. I got to get to the next call. Appreciate that, sir.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, call back anytime, sir. All right, we got Leon calling in this morning. Leon, you in on the Alabama One hotline on the Martin Hughes Show with Martin and Xavier on Tide 100.9. What's on your mind, sir?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Been a while, man. Good to hear your voice.
Yeah, it's good to hear yours also, man. How you gentlemen doing this morning?
Blessed.
Good.
All right, that's what I like to hear. Martin, I've done a lot of thinking. I don't call. I listen every day, but I don't call all the time because I try to think. I try to make sure I got my content lined up proper enough for other people who are listening to hear it and get something out of it.
Yes, sir.
And I called Ryan yesterday. And I told Ryan, I said, Ryan, this call is for you. I'm trying to talk you back in the room. I said, because I listen to you every day, and all I'm hearing all season long is I heard panic, 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 panic. Okay, now, it's all right sometimes to fall a notch below what you normally have been. It's okay. That's life. Now, here's the deal. I say, everybody's talking like it's over for Bama, but watch this. The same 2 teams that beat Bama this year, less than 24 months ago, both of those teams had depleted rosters. Now,
no, you're right.
If I'm going to trust that someone else can go from a depleted roster to Big Bad the Woods in one season, I'm going to trust that Nick Saban to do that just as good as anybody. Now, that's where my confidence lies, and that's where it will be until he shows me differently. Now, so far as what happened, past tense, happened. Okay, there's nothing Martin, Leon, Xavier, Ryan, anyone else in the Bama fan base can do about that. We got to absorb that. Now, if we can play a good show, and we can't guarantee we're going to beat K-State, but we go to New Orleans, a good show in New Orleans, and then they do what they got to do to restructure the roster and reestablish the Bama standard and dominance and what you will. Then, okay, we're back on our way and back on our feet. But now when I'm listening, if I didn't know any better, listening to all these programs and listening at some of these so pessimistic fans, I would think that Bama was 500 or below. We lost 2 ball games, man. We lost 2 ball games. Okay. Big deal. Now, we can go from losing 2 ball games to winning the same 2 ball games we lost the next season. They're always the next season. Now, I understand these shows, these programs are content driven. Without content, there's no need to be on air. But there's been too much pessimism for me to kind of like deal with. And I've been threatened to turn the radio off, but I don't. I'm in a habit of listening. And I listen. But I know I say, man, the same thing other people do. Bama can do that too.
Hey, Leon, that's why I always couch it with the question: if we don't change, will we expect something different? And that's why everything I say is I agree with you. If anybody can do it, we got the man that can do it. And that's why I asked the question today: Can Saban make this one more adjustment? Because he's going to have to adjust from last year. We can't do the same thing we did last year and expect to win. That's the definition of insanity, because the teams around us are getting better. Can he do it? Yes. Will he do it? I don't know. And so I have to get ready to go. Man, you got to call back early in the program. We got to get you on where I can
You're right.
I can hang out with you for a little while because you bring such great content. But Leon, I would say this. I look at this Bama team, I look at Coach Saban, and I say the following. He absolutely can. And this, you gave me a topic for tomorrow, and this is what it's going to be. Can the attrition actually benefit Bama in this bowl game? The fact that there may be a lot of guys that are seniors not playing means that he's going to have to play young guys. And playing those young guys may make them hungry going into the offseason. So
thank you. See, we got to always look at it on the positive.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Mr. Leon. Call back anytime, man. Call back early so I can keep you on a little longer.
Okay. Stay blessed, Martin.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. Coming back on the other side, we'll have Scotty Hollins, Executive Director of Blueprint Ministries, right here on the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, we got a multi-vehicle wreck on 2059 eastbound near the Mercedes exit. Traffic is currently backed up all the way to Covered Bridge Road. Now, if you see other conditions, give me a call. Townsend Nissan is in the Christmas spirit, the spirit of giving. They're giving you great deals. Go see them. Top dollar for your trade. I'm Captain Ray.
Here's what's trending on the Tuscaloosa thread.
Good Wednesday morning, a major crash has occurred on the eastbound lanes of I-2059. Multiple vehicles are involved and traffic is backed up from Mercedes Boulevard almost to the rest area. The inside two lanes are blocked. Injuries have been reported in this accident. Captain Ray will keep you updated on morning traffic. Click TuscaloosaThread.com for more local news, sports, and weather coverage. It's free, 24 hours a day. Don Hertley, Town Square Media, Tuscaloosa.
Hi there, I'm your host, Dog, filling in for the human who's normally here and bringing you the smells and sounds of the holidays, courtesy of Beggin' Dog Treats.
We wish you a begging Christmas. We wish you a begging Christmas. Go quest ye merry Doberman, let begging you acquire. Deck the halls with strips of begging. Arf, 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 arf.
Remember, for bacon-loving dog excitement this holiday,
It's begging!
The new Jalapenos downtown location will be open for business this Thursday. Same great Jalapenos food plus the largest selection of tequila in Alabama. Now in downtown Tuscaloosa. This Christmas, give your family the ultimate gift everyone will enjoy. A new boat from Boatworks in Northport. If you fish, Boatworks carries Camus Bass Boats by Earl Bentz and powered by Mercury Outboards. If you want to relax and cruise on the water, Boatworks carries Veranda and Viaggio pontoons powered by Mercury Outboards. Give your family the ultimate Christmas gift this year. A new bass boat or pontoon from Boatworks, where they sell fun. Located in the old L&L Marine location on Highway 82 West in Northport.
See America in your new Burton Campers RV. Be certain with Burton. Burton Campers at exit 231 on I-65 in Calera. Nobody sells RVs for less.
Welcome back to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team, on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9. It's time for us to get to our weekly catch-up with Scotty Hollins, Executive Director of Blueprint Ministries. Scotty Hollins, want to encourage you to go ahead and take us out of here with a little encouragement on how we can incorporate our faith into the boardroom, the classroom, or our chosen field of play.
Absolutely. Hey, Martin, thank you so much for that. And so we're going to continue with and we're wrapping up our series on the power to persevere, right? And guess what? We're at the end of the year. And so we're saying, how do we persevere and how do we finish this year strong? And so I just want to finish, and again, it'll take me probably one more week. Martin, it has been so good, so encouraging for me. And so remember, we talked about the, Hebrews 12:1. He says, therefore, since we're surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, Let's lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily entangles us. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. And so we looked at that, and we talked about that great cloud of witnesses. And one thing I want to help you see as we kind of, again, bring this series to a close is when you look at the great cloud of witnesses, remember, they were supposed to be the example that we look to inspire us to finish strong, because the reality is each of them went through really difficult, situations. They had circumstances and adversity and just overwhelming odds that they were faced. And, the encouragement for us is to be inspired by the fact that although they had difficult, situations, they didn't quit. They finished strong. But you want to know how they finished strong? You hear this phrase you see 20 times or more. It says, by faith. By faith, Abel brought God a better offering. By faith, Enoch was taken from his life. By faith, Noah, when warned about things not seen. By faith, Abraham, when called to go to a place. By faith, you keep hearing by faith, okay? And so I think I want to just encourage you that as you think about what is necessary, how do you find the power to persevere? It's going to be by faith. It's going to be by trusting and leaning and trusting that God is who he said he is, all right? And that he can do what he said. Not he can. He will. He can first do what he said he will do. He'll keep his promises. He will provide for you. He will protect you. He will guide you, no matter what it looks like. And it's kind of like, hey, believe what he said over what you see. Because a lot of times what you see, you'll say, no, there's no way that God can help me in this situation. No. Not only can he, but trust him, and he will. And so I want to encourage you by faith. But then you look at the verse 2, all these people in the rearview mirror, look at those. They're good examples of kind of what we need to look to. But I'll stop here because I hear the music. When it looks to Jesus in verse 2, it says, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. So you got all these people in the rearview mirror who, by faith, persevered. And then you look at Jesus, who is the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. And we'll pick up there next week. Just pretty cool. So rearview mirror, you got all these good examples. Jesus is the best example. Martin?
You know what was funny, Scott? I love to always tie it in with our Bama Nation so they can see the parallel. Yeah. I look at Alabama football and go, okay, guys, we got some people ready to jump off the ship and leap off tall buildings without the ability to fly. But we've seen this program as a whole bounce back. We've seen this coach bounce back. And so when it comes to football, hey, let's put our eyes on Saban and let's trust in Saban. And for us, kind of like, okay, he's shown us that he has a blueprint that works. Let's keep eyes on him, but let's also ask questions. But then to our faith, man, I love that author and finisher of our faith. And I always love to sometimes ask Scotty, what is he writing in this season of my life? Like we love to read books.
That's a good point. He's the author. What is he writing?
You're right. We love to read books, Scotty, of people who have gone through trials, tribulations, and overcome because it encourages us. And we don't even get the fact that God is writing that book on our life. So we got a story of overcoming as well. So we'll pick back up with it next week. Tell them where they can find you, sir.
Absolutely. You can go to www.blueprinttuscaloosa.com. You can send me a message there. It comes straight to my email.
Man, love my brother, Scotty Hollins. If you're looking for a great person that motivate and inspire young people and adults alike, corporate and or faith-based, Scotty Hollins, Blueprint Ministries. He's the guy you need to give a buzz. Shout out to. Bring him in and let him encourage your team. Thanks, Scotty. Appreciate you, sir. Have a great day. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with some great questions, great comments around what happened today. Thanks to Joe Gaither. Thanks to Xavier Houston. This is the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. We'll be back on tomorrow. Remember this, trust in the Lord always. Lean not your own understanding. All your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Roll Tide out there, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, we got a multi-vehicle wreck on 2059 eastbound near the Mercedes exit. Traffic is currently backed up all the way to Covered Bridge Road. Now, if you see other conditions, give me a call. Townsend Nissan is in the Christmas spirit, the spirit of giving. They're giving you great deals. Go see them. Top dollar for your trade. I'm Captain Ray.
It's the Tuscaloosa Community Calendar, powered by Pepsi.
Give the gift of warmth this holiday season. Diamonds ITR is hosting a winter coat drive until Monday, December 12th. They're in need of new or gently used winter wear for children and adults. Without protection from the cold, members of our community are more vulnerable to cardiac arrest, hypothermia, and pneumonia. This is especially the case for our youth and elderly. Drop-off locations are Carrie Fitz Real Estate, Talecris Plasma Resources, Zoe's New You, Reggae Flava, Renaissance Bank, Movement Mortgage, and New Harvest Church of God.
It's the Tuscaloosa Community Calendar, powered by Pepsi.
The Literacy Council of West Alabama serves 9 counties by getting books into the hands of children and adults, encouraging students to read, write, and stay in school, providing community resources and role models, and encouraging adults to get their GED. Please check out their newest little libraries at U-Perk Coffee Shop, Catch a Taste Restaurant, and Haycourt Apartments in Tuscaloosa. The Literacy Council of West Alabama serves 9 counties by getting books into the hands of children and adults.
When choosing a wireless provider, you're forced to compromise. But what if you didn't have to? What if you could get reliable service without a contract and save money? Introducing Total by Verizon, a new no contract, no credit check carrier for you and your family, with plans starting at just $30 a month on America's most reliable 5G network. Total by Verizon is available at totalbyverizon.com and at retailers nationwide. Based on first place rankings and Root Metrics first half 2022 5G assessments of 125 metros. Experiences may vary, not an endorsement.
Christmas is perfect for getting engaged.
You guys know there's no way you're getting through the holidays without going to at least one dinner party at our family's place.
And when you get there, you know everybody's going to want to see how old what's-his-name treated their little princess. Are you willing to risk it? Or are you ready to make this her best Christmas ever?
Ask her to marry you with a diamond engagement ring from the Love and Affection Collection at Fincher and Osmond Jewelers.
Do that and